Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. VG here, and I'm on video 3 in the series on grade 10 statistics, looking at the revision of grade 8 and 9 maths, grade 8 and 9 statistics. In our first video, we looked at the different measures we're going to use, central tendency and dispersion, with standard deviation being grade 11. Then we did a few sums on mean and median, uppers and lower quartiles, even the range. And I talked about the difference between the range and the interquartile range, and the advantage of rather looking at the interquartile range. But for this video, we are specifically going to look at a bit more interesting mathematics. So the following data is given. 28, 34, 38, x, 40, 43, 48, and 50. Calculate the value of x if the mean is 40. Go for it, ladies and gentlemen. Try it yourself. So what I love to do, ladies and gents, is I always start with a formula. So the formula for mean is adding all the data together and then dividing it by how many numbers there are, and this must be equal to my mean. And then solving this algebraically. So in other words, using normal maths algebra sums to solve this sum. So when I look at this, I'm going to add the top part, what I can add, and I end up with 278 plus x over 8 must be 40, which kind of tells me that I've got to now solve x. How do I get rid of a divide by 8? Well, I'm going to multiply by 8 on both sides. And this gives me 278 plus x must give me 320. And therefore, x must be 42. So interestingly enough, are those numbers in chronological order or from smallest to highest? Not chronological. Oh my hat. Chronological is time. What am I talking about? Is it in ascending order? No, it's not. It's not, but I never said it should be. Interesting. So when I look at this, ladies and gents, there is always another way of thinking about it. And you know what? Maths is for me all about finding different ways of thinking about it. Another way of thinking about the sum is saying, well, these 8 numbers must add up to 40 multiplied by 8. Because that's the average number. So together, they've got to be 320. So in other words, 28, let me get my writing tools right, plus 34, plus blah, 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 must add up to 320. So x must be 42. But that's exactly what we got there. So, different approach, but the same answer. Now let's look at another kind of question. The same data is given, but now I'm asking you for the value of x if the median is 39. So I've got to now think, and this is making now an assumption that this is in ascending order. Okay? So how do I determine the median? I go and find the middle of the data set. So front, back, in the middle. So thinking about it logically, a number must be exactly between x and 40, and that number is 39. So in other words, 39 is exactly in the middle between 40 and some other number. So that other number, of course, has to be 38, because 39 is exactly in the middle of x and 40. Now, some of you might look at this and go, I don't necessarily like to do this, so please can we not just do maths? Well, yes. I'm going to say x plus 40 over 2 must give me 39, because it has to be exactly in the middle of x and 40. So multiplying by 2 both sides gives me x plus 40 must be 78, and therefore x must be 38. But if you are comfortable enough, ladies and gentlemen, to go and tell me that that is the value of x is 38, well, then you just go for it. Okay, but please try and explain it to them at least in the exam, so that your teacher don't just think, oh, this person just guessed 38. Okay, so maybe, do the front, back, and highlight for your teacher that between x and 40 there's 39, so x must be 38, just so that they see some kind of reasoning going on. Remember, you have to convince your teacher that you didn't just guess, and then they'll give you all the marks, as long as your explanation is quite good. Please join us for our next video, ladies and gentlemen, where we are going to go over to actual grade 10 statistics. So this is Mr. VG signing out. Have a beautiful evening, a beautiful afternoon or morning, wherever you are. Keep well. Cheers.